Hello, dear friend. It's Dr. Sarah. The collective we, meaning our global population, has been experiencing a lot of turmoil the past few years, to put it mildly. Due to the constant upheaval and uncertainty in the world, many people are struggling emotionally. Throughout this mental health crisis, I have shared some holistic, integrative, naturopathic medicine solutions along with natural remedies and essential oil tips to aid everyone in calming their mind and their body and supporting physical wellness. Using these tools to soothe emotions, our brains can better focus, learn, pay attention, and it enhances our resiliency as a result. Essential oils are particularly beneficial because they can assist brain health at the root of the cause as they intercept stress at the level of perception. These aromatic molecules have the capacity to stop that downstream negative cascade of stress physiology that occurs in its biochemical tracks. By modulating neurotransmitters and hormones, acting as neuroprotective agents, shifting brain activity, and acting at the emotional level of the brain, essential oils offer a multi-dimensional and natural approach to stress relief and mental health. Their molecular actions also address underlying issues that can cause brain imbalances. For example, essential oils can decrease inflammation, they can act as antioxidants, they can assist with digestion, and they support the microbiome at the same time, and many other actions that they have. So in this clip, what I want to do is share with you two of my favorite essential oil blends that I use with my clients. These are two of the most popular recommendations that I make for modulating stress and supporting their brain when the world is overwhelming, which is unfortunately a consistent thing right now. I decided to focus on blends because I've already done a lot of posts and clinical tips on single oils that can be useful for mental health and brain health, and these you might not be familiar with. Now, I do have my preferred brands, but you can take this information about these additional essential oils and maybe find some that match your favorite quality supplier or even blend them yourself if you are so inclined. Now, as always, all the links to the references, the past articles and clinical tips, and additional information that I provided, including additional tips as well as articles, will be in the resource section. So you guys can go ahead and go there if you'd like to dive in more. But now let's get started with the first blend that I use for my clients when they are overwhelmed and stressed. Now, it is named for its ability to calm the mind and body and combat the negative ramifications of stress on the body, mind, spirit, and heart. It's called the Stress Relief Blend, and it contains a beautiful mix of oils to modulate stress through various mechanisms. Now, essential oils have all those mechanisms in themselves as singles, but particular oils have qualities that make them more efficient for handling certain things in the body better than others, even though they bring about balance and synergy overall. So when you combine blends, you get even more synergistic effects and they don't cancel each other out if you do it correctly. This stress relief blend contains lime, which is a citrus oil, and citrus oils are great for uplifting the mood. Cedarwood is a comforting oil and it is known to support sleep and help with neurological health. It may also be helpful in modulating the vagus nerve, which we'll get to. Lavender is an essential oil documented to relieve anxiety and combat the detrimental effects of excessive stress. It actually has research comparing it to medications for anxiety, and it's been shown to be just as effective. Again, this essential oil also modulates the vagus nerve, which we'll get to in a couple of minutes. Copaiba is a strange sounding oil, but it is very popular because it is one of the oils that interacts with the endocannabinoid system. And you've probably heard of that in relationship to CBD products. But the endocannabinoid system is actually a regulator of many different systems in the body, and we are just discovering all that it does. The beta carpholine that's in copaiba is a molecule that acts on a particular cannabinoid receptor, CB2. And the CB2 stimulation provides the physiological benefits without some of the hallucinogenic effects that you might think of with cannabis or the full cannabis versus hemp. So Copaiba is relaxing to the mind. It decreases inflammation and supports the brain skeletal system and has many other effects because it's acting on that regulatory system in the body. Ocotea is another oil that's in this blend, and that's an oil that has a warm and soothing scent. Ocotea quexos is known as American cinnamon. So it has many different properties because it has a diverse chemical compounds in it. But one of the key ones is cinnamaldehyde, and cinnamaldehyde is known for helping to balance blood sugar. And this can be helpful because blood sugar gets dysregulated during stress, and it can affect blood flow to the body, including to the brain and to the heart. And this also impacts mood, right? So we know when you don't process sugar or glucose effectively, you can get hangry, and that impacts mood as well. And then the last oil that's in this stress relief blend, besides lime, cedarwood, lavender, copaiba, and acacia, is vanilla. Now, vanilla is not a true essential oil, actually. It's an extract or an oleo resin. It does have preliminary evidence, and by that I mean animal studies, for elevating the mood. It also has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. I personally look for ethically sourced, pure vanilla oleoresin for the best quality. It has actually become one of my obsession oils as of recently. I have been putting it in most of my blends for the diffuser. I've been wearing it as a perfume with ylang ylang because ylang ylang is my go-to perfume. It's just a wonderful kind of synergizer with essential oils if you want to feel like that comforting scent of vanilla, if that's a favorite scent for you. It's great with citrus oils as well for elevating and the mood and soothing the mind. So that's the first blend that I recommend the most. A lot of times, because when people come to me, they're stressed out, their blood sugar is imbalanced, and their mood's off. And this kind of acts on all of those different levels. The second oil is more for the nervous system, specifically the parasympathetic nervous system. You guys are probably familiar of that because the vagus nerve is hitting headlines as one of the more popular trends in holistic medicine right now. And this is for good reason. The vagus nerve is the 10th cranial nerve, and it's the rest and digest part of the nervous system. There's the fight or flight, and then there's a rest and digest. Those are the two main components. There's also the enteric nervous system in the gut. But basically, the vagus nerve is predominantly associated with the parasympathetic division of the autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system that subconsciously controls the smooth muscles of all our organs. So when we stimulate the vagus nerve, what happens is that we actually help to calm our nervous system down. So it's kind of a paradox, right? You stimulate the vagus nerve to calm down. The parasympathetic blend that I recommend to my clients is very calming to the nervous system, optimizes this gut-brain connection because the vagus nerve actually communicates from the gut to the brain. It helps melt away stress, elevate mood, boosts energy, improves digestion. People can regain focus because they're not in that fight or flight phase. This particular blend you can place behind the ears and the mastoid bones, and that's where the vagus nerve can meet the skin. And it contains 25% clove and 75% distilled lime and fractionated coconut oil. Clove is high in eugenol, so that's the stimulating part, and it's anti-inflammatory, and it has medium-sized molecules, so it helps keep kind of this consistent absorption into the system of stimulation of the vagus nerve, whereas lime oil has smaller molecules, so it can act more quickly. It does act on the vagus nerve, this distilled lime oil, and it also aids with detoxification. It can even, in some studies, upregulate glutathione, and it's just an uplifting scent. So you have those two oils, which may seem simple, yet they're powerful for the vagus nerve stimulation. In time, what happens is when you just apply it, the smell alone creates an association to elicit their relaxation response. So what I often do is have people place it on that mastoid bone as well as inhale it. So those are the two main blends I just thought I would share with you to give you a peek into my clinical practice and what I recommend the most as far as blends for stress during this time and what my clients' feedback is that are most helpful for them. And through the aromatic and biochemical properties of essential oils, it's important to remember that those two combinations, just the smell alone, can create an uplifting effect. But with the biochemical properties, it helps to relieve our stress as they support our brain health and our overall wellness. Blends are a powerful way for the effects of essential oils to up their ante with even more multiple mechanisms acting on different various parts of the body and synergizing together. So we talked about the stress relief blend to soothe the mind and body and halt the detrimental ramifications of stress on the body, mind, spirit, and heart. And then the parasympathetic blend to shift the nervous system from a state of alarm and into one of calm. So this, when the body is calm, it can heal, it can rejuvenate, it can digest food better. It can just do everything a whole lot better because you don't want to stay alarmed consistently, which unfortunately most people are today. So I hope you and your loved ones can use this information to access a more serene life during these tumultuous times. It's possible, you know, to allow your body to be in a state of calm, even when we have to deal with hard things. And one of the tips too, I just like to offer as a little bonus is to remember what you do and do not have control over. It's not a good idea to worry and stress about what you don't have control over. But by using essential oils, we can calm ourselves down and give ourselves a better chance for resiliency during these trying times. So thank you so much for taking the time to learn how to nourish and nurture your mind, body, and soul. I'd love to hear from you about what your favorite oils and blends are for stress and for calming down your nervous system in the comment section. And also in the comment section, feel free to share if there's anything more that you would like support on or any other topics that I can cover, help kind of guide me in my focus on topics for my blogs and social media. So with that said, I want to send you calm and serene thoughts and many blessings.